Good evening, folks. Welcome to another night of D&T action with your favorite D&T player, me. Um, we're going to be continuing some experiments with the Green Splash this evening. The only difference, as you can see, if you've seen my post on Twitter, we're playing count them, two Gaddock Teegs. Um, we were going through and doing some sideboard math. Um, Not only did I notice that Collector Oof wasn't really brought in very many matchups, it also was like not that impactful in any of them except for like two pretty big ones that it's not even our best card in either of them. Gaddock Teeg, on the other hand, not only came in more matchups than I expected, he's also incredibly good in almost all of them. There's like one exception I can think of where he's just like fine, not great. Um, but yeah, I was kind of impressed, like pleasantly surprised by how many relevant matchups it looked like we would have for the original Hate Bear. Um, so I'm going to give him a shot. It's definitely more so that I'm disappointed with Collector Oof then I am impressed with Gaddock Teeg. It's possible that we only want one Teeg, and this just wants to be something else. I don't know what that else would be, but something. Um, but I'll try two Teegs for a bit, see if he comes up enough, see if he impresses. So we will see how it goes. There we go. This is definitely the splash build I am most interested in for Eternal Weekends. I don't know if it's going to end up being good enough, but um, I'm certainly more impressed by it than the light red splash from Magus right now. So we will see. I think I'll either be playing this or I'll just be playing straight white black. All right, first match we are on the play, and we have a sort of iffy hand. I don't love that this Vista, we kind of want to fetch a swamp, but if they're a wasteland deck, our white sources a little sketchy. I think we keep it, um, but I just wish that this was a plains mostly. The interesting question is going to be which land do we play first. Um, the problem with playing Caracas first is that if they just waste us, then that kind of sucks. If we play the Vista first and then their turn one is something that we want to Swords the Plowshares into a 2-drop, then we can't do that without turning off our ability to cast this Bowmaster for sure next turn. I think I'm going to play the Vista first. It looks like things are going to be okay. Um, all right, Stoneforge lives, so that's cool. It's not likely to work out in my favor, but I'm not doing anything else with the other equipment, so I'm just going to culture check them. Okay, yep. Thunder Volks looks like Jeskai, maybe? What are they trying to do? Stand still. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking might happen. Okay, that's a good draw. So this is usually where I just bite the bullet and crack the standstill. I think if I had a lands to play here, then I would probably just play it and pass with the amount of instant speed stuff I have. But when I don't have a land, I'm just going to discard. I'll just crack the standstill. Generally, you don't want to let this standstill keep you from doing much because, ooh, well, they probably have another removal spell, but this will at least force it out. Force pitch Narset. I'll take it. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Your general strategy against standstill should just be to crack it pretty aggressively and just let the game go on. Don't sweat too much giving your opponent the cards because these decks aren't usually very good at winning the game. I'm not gonna cast a card here because I'm not even getting anything out of them. That's like the only instance where I'm not gonna do that. Like here's another Aether Vial I can cast. I definitely have to be worried about fourth Airlingus out of this deck. That is definitely a way that these standstill decks can like actually win the game. They're almost certainly gonna have Urza Saga in their deck too. This looks like it's going to be a fourth. It's a Shark Typhoon. Okay. I'm going to Swords the Snap now so that they can't like force. We're really looking for, there we go, for something like Recruiter so that we can get Loran and kill the shark. But yeah, they have a force. Is it the second force? Yeah. We'll let this hit us once so we can just wisp it next turn. This is white. There we go. Just a hard cast force. Stop drawing Force of Wills. Stop. Well, we're not dead necessarily, but that I really needed them to not have another force. All right. Well, I guess that's one way to lose. Um, Teague is good here. Um, they're a little bit lower to the ground, so it's not like amazing, but it does work. We also have Council's Judgments. That's probably it. Um, I'm going to consider Rest in Peace once I look at what I'm cutting. I'm probably cutting the Skull, cutting GT. I'll find something else. I sometimes like Rest in Peace against the... There are some variants of this deck that are very dependent late on like looping stuff like Shark Typhoon with Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Um, but I think I would like to see that first before I go that far. But I'm pretty happy to cut. I could maybe cut like a Swords over a Batterskull, keep the Batterskull just as a recursive threat. We don't care about it for the lifelink, obviously, but I guess I shouldn't say that. There are going to be times when like we can actually just beat their board of big sharks if we actually have a board, which we just didn't get that game because they kept forcing everything like jerks. But that's what these Gaddock Tees are going to be for. So I think this will work. I think I keep this hand. I'm just not thrilled by it. Opponent's mulling to 6. Yeah. All right. I was going to get this and pass. I probably should have just waited on the fetch, but I'm not going to bother holding this Bowmaster because I am sort of... I do have to get on the board. I can't just like hold this in my hand forever. So 2 Teagues indeed. Got 2 in this matchup right now. Plains, Islands. Dress down? I guess dress down in my end step does kind of suck. Or in their end step, because now I just kind of have to put Yarn in my hand and pass probably. Alright, please Wasteland my Caracas. So that dress down saved them like 2 damage. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, waste my Caracas. Thank you. Yes, I was like, please force my Recruiter so I can play the second one. Yeah, Teagues are pretty cheap. Even like Lorwyn foils are a lot cheaper than I expected them to be. All right, what am I getting here? I like, if I could cast Teague, I would get him, but I can't. I could get a... I could get a preemptive Lauron, but I don't think I love that. I think I just want to put pressure on them with the Stoneforge. Stoneforge into Wisp next turn is pretty good too. It's true. Literally nothing prettier. No prettier card than a Lorwyn foil, that's for sure. Please, no more lands. Get another plains out of the deck. I'm gonna start with Wisp on the Recruiter because if they have like Snapcaster for a plow, I would like to make them use that now. Oh, just counterspell. Say holding up swords now. I only need to draw one more lands to hardcast the Cauldron. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, they counterspelled us twice last game. Cast one and then Snapcastered it. Alright. Well, I love that. I don't love not that card I can't cast, but we'll deal with that problem later. Holding back the Recruiter because I really just don't want it to end up trading with a Snapcaster Mage. When I have this, yep, perfect. When I have this Yorion in my hand that I'm really trying to cast. Is this swords on the germ? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, most pass. Worst matchup is Doomsday, and it's not really close. Doomsday is worse than Belcher. Yeah, by quite a bit, because none of your hate against Doomsday does anything. Is the problem. So we're just gonna no attacks and cast this Yorion and hope it doesn't get forced. Snapcaster counterspell, huh? Again? Alright. what do you got? Okay. All right. We're going to put this on the Stone Forge. Lightning Bolt. Okay. All right, they have lightning bolts. There we go. We'll start with the Skyclave. Yeah, you draw cards. I get it. I get it. Now we can finally cast this Gaddock Teeg. I'm happy to take this Thoughtseize. I'm worried I'm going to get lazy and lose this too, but I'm going to do what I can to play tight. I really don't like playing these standstill matchups, but looks like they're probably cycling. Oh, what the what? Flame of Anar. Okay. So they are drawing 2 and killing Skyclave. Sure. This opponent is on to something. Okay. Sure. We don't have to worry about the Typhoon getting cast here, really. I guess they could have a Plow on top of their deck, maybe. But I'm leaning towards taking the Bolt because this Brotherhood's End is like actively bad for them to cast right now. And I don't love the idea of taking Typhoon, letting them just like bolt my Teeg, attacking me for 6, and then it just feels like I'm in a pretty bad position then. So I think the removal is the scariest thing here. Maybe that's wrong. Oh, this is hard. what did they leave on top? I guess the problem if you take the bolt is that then they just cycle this for 5, and we don't really have an answer for that either. Yeah, I guess we have to take the shark. Probably trade since we have the second one. We just can't take this much damage when we don't even know when this is going to stop, and they have a bolt in their hand, so. Yep. Another Snapcaster, come on. I just need a Bowmaster, please. Bowmaster's good, Solitude's good, Batterskull's good. Another land, yeah, okay. Alright, well, I guess we just weren't winning this one. Nothing we could have done there. Hello, Drizzt, how you going? Teague's better now than he has been in a long time. Between lots of X spells, lots of 4-drops. This hand is very, very awkward. We're gonna go to 6. This is better. I think we'll keep this. Probably. I don't want to bottom the Caracas when we have the Thalia. Probably just bottom the Scrubland. Mesa can be a Scrubland if I draw a different fetch. Yeah, I think this will work. I guess Moto's playing us, playing some trick on us, Eli. Cavern, huh? Cavern on human. Okay, okay. Okay. Mom is dealt with, so everything's okay. Ooh, Coppercoat Vanguard. Interesting. All right, how tricky do I get with this? What I'm thinking of right now is play Caracas, play Thalia. They can't stack into me. Next, I can make them deal with the tax on their turn if that matters. It very well might not. But then I can just bounce Thalia, and then GT them next turn. And make them, it'll like make them play a bunch of stuff to the board when this GT is still here, but or when the GT is like not in play. I could also just put Yoran into my hand here. Yeah, I'll put Yoran in my hand. That's what I'll do now. I guess this is a way to get punished. Shatters they could cast would be, they could have Commando in their deck. I guess since they're a human deck, they're not going to have like Skyclave. It may have just been worrying too much about the GT potentially getting answered, and it was just, I'm just playing scared of dumb things for no reason. And now I'm getting triple wasted, huh? Can I get a lands, please? Nope. All right. Well, here we are, I guess. There we go. All right. What do you got? Oh my god. Magic Online, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Okay. Alright, this Vanguard should be gone. With these two Solitudes in play, maybe we'll still be okay. But nothing worse than just passing through combat for no value. Alright, let's try this again. What do you got? prelate on one, sure. So I can use... Alright, so I'm going to start with pro white here, because there's just not really much of a punish. Damage happens. I can use a counter and pay one for ward to kill the prelate, which will keep this swords alive. Although I guess it won't through the Thalia, but that's fine. I will pay for that. I'll just kill it while I have the mana, or while the damage is still on it. So. I think I'm going to use one of my Solitudes here on the Vanguard. Just because I'm going to have to deal with this war. I don't want to make sure that I don't get locked out of these Solitudes. I think it's going to be hard for them to beat the GT, but I have to be worried about like something stupid like Palace Jailer off this Vial on 4. Yep, they name swords. I think that makes some sense. I was going to say, attack here seems really ambitious. Alright, I'll take it. Alright, what do you have then? If it was Jailer, they would have already put it into play. It's Rick. Okay. That makes sense. So they get first strike of vigilance, but I can still pro white. Yeah. I feel like there's 40 different ways this goes fine. But I'm just going to do the simplest way. Kill the meddling mage. Kill the Thalia. Swords the Rick, play Vial. Don't think this mom is long for this world. What do you got? And is it another Rick? It is another Rick. Alright. Mom putting in a lot of work this game, that's for sure. Alright. I don't really have to Solitude the Rick here. So I'll also let him stay in play for now. Alright, cool. So, definitely bringing in all these, and that's probably it. They probably don't have any tutors in their deck. They could have Recruiter of the Guard. But I'm not sure. Cards, I'm just going to cut the Thalios. Get out of here. They could have Recruiter of the Guard, though they do have a lot of not X2s, so I'm not totally sure. They're also kind of an aggro deck, so they can't spend that much time casting 3-mana 1/1s. So I think I'll just board lightly. This will work. It's like a touch slow, but we got Stoneforge. Oh, they didn't mean to do that, did they? Yeah, they just said misclick. Well, you know what? I misclicked in the previous game. Get one, gimme. Yeah, I don't want more lands, so I'll fetch a Vista on my turn. Or fetch with Vista. Fetch for a plains. What do you got? Vanguard. Okay. Swords. That'll be good for my next turn. I'm just gonna get another land out and cast Stoneforge. Oh, see ya. Batterskull or Cauldra. Batterskull or Cauldra. Batterskull or Cauldra. I'll go Cauldra. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Is this a mother? It's a giver. Well, giver's a lot worse. So I can just let that. I don't even have to solitude that. So that feels good. Brutal Cathar. Okay. Just have to let that go. I could draw a Skyclave, that'd be nice. No, another swords is good though. So what do I want to do here? I think I don't want Cathar to flip, so I think I'm just going to Swords Giver and pass, and then depending on what they do, I could like Swords Vanguard Solitude Cathar. I could also just Swords Cathar and get my Stoneforge back at the end of their turn. But I think I'm going to start with this because I just don't want the Cathar to flip. Hey, Comrade Crapcake, thanks so much. Yes, 1 sub for every Teeg in my list. Or, yeah, 1 month for every Teeg in my list. Yeah, I'll take 5. It's more damage than I'd like to take, but we can live. Yeah, I'm just going to try going straight for the Cathar, not worrying about the Coppercoat Vanguard. Cool. I get the Stoneforge back, so even if they have like another Cathar, I still get like a Batterskull off of this. Oh, is this Opposition Agent? Then what's this Vial on 3 for, huh? Do I even bother solituding this, or do I just decline? I already have Cauldron Jite in my hand. I'm just going to decline. Alright. I probably can't attack here, actually, so I should have just waited on... I should have just cast Jite and then waited. Because now they can, like, Cathar the Germ, potentially. And now I can't Solitude something to reward. Yeah, putting the Cauldron was a mistake. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of damage, too. I goofed. I goofed for sure. Well, I have 3 planes that I could, or I guess 3 planes. 6, I have like 8 lands. I think I can draw off the. Or no, I have way more than that. 16 non-fetch lands. I think I could get this to cast a Solitude on this turn. I have 14 fetches in my list. You can type exclamation point deck list. Uh, you'll get the list. The sideboard is 1 card different. I didn't. Oh wow, they even. I guess it makes a lot of sense that I would have Solitude in my hand, so that's not totally crazy. Uh, so if I equip Jite and attack, and they don't block, which is the most likely thing, then I could kill Vanguard, but then I'm just, even if I Bowmaster, I'm just dead. I think we have 1 out. We have to attack, they have to block, and then we can potentially stabilize. Cool. So now what we can do is kill the Vanguard. With the Jite counters. And now we can use Bowmasters to finish off the Meddling Mage, and now the Solitude's unlocked. And we aren't dead to their attack. They also can't safely crack their Silent Clearing now, which is kind of a nice bonus. I probably want to keep the Bowmasters in play. So I think I'm just going to evoke Solitude on the opposition agent. Because that'll make my top decks more alive. And then I block here. They can't crack their clearing, or the Cathar just dies. And I still have a creature in play to put Jite on, which is the most important part. Alright, lands. I can live with the lands. I forgot. I shouldn't say I forgot. I didn't know that it goes to night if either player casts no spells. I thought it was preventing it going to night, but of course it just works completely differently. There's no point in equipping GT right now, so I'm just gonna pass. No, maybe I was supposed to just attack and gain 4. I guess probably would have been better than chump blocking here. I think that's really risky against like literally anything being in their hands though, so I'm not sure. Mom, okay. All right, we're going to 1. Guess I'd rather go to 1 off of this. Oh, you just have opposition agent as your, yeah, okay. You can get a planes. Okay. All right. Non-fetch, okay. Gross. We still didn't see any tutors, right? So opposition agent is off, and so is, yeah, okay, cool. We got a vial. They didn't really show us many answers to 1, and this hand's quite good against them, so we're going to keep it. And then mull into 6. Okay, they keep 6. All right, that works for me. Probably means they have like only 1 or 2 rainbow lands, and that's it. I'm not going to hold this Bowmaster out here. I'm just going to put it into play. And then we'll go ahead and Stone Forge for Cauldra. Sure. Not the most pleasant draws, but we'll be okay. Yep, that's fine. Oh, excuse me. I was just saying, I hope they play another Coppercoat Vanguard, so I get to like really blow them out. I think this recruiter is just gonna get a Skyclave for this giver. Yeah. and then I'm going to take up to 5. So get the giver out of there. That's fine. I'll Lotus Petal my Caracas, I guess. And cast a disgusting Battle of Bywater. I've never made 6 food off of that before. I think I've maxed out at 4. Yeah, alright, cool. I'll take it. Doggy's getting excited. I'm not sure if you can hear that at all. How's everyone doing on this fine evening? Hope y'all are having a good time. Hope you're all happy and healthy. I would love an opponent, Magic Online. What's going on? There we go. I just had to complain about it. What do we got? A real clunker, huh? Nah, I'm good. This is much better. Opponent is also mulliganing. I'll keep this and I'll just bottom the Sash. If Sash is good, I have the Stoneforge in my hand too. So.
Your match start just as it arrives.
It sure did. I complained because I was in queue for a while and then
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're out of cold foam, but they didn't fill it all the way to the top, which like, come on guys. Just fill it. Just give me the rest of the drink, right?
Right, yeah.
Right. Here you go.
Yeah, look at all it. Doesn't come out on camera that well, but there is a lot of room at the top. What do they pitch? Force, pitch, force? Okay. Could be anything. An island. And a preordained. Okay, that actually says something. It is. Here, I'll show you. It's this is just the list of ingredients, basically, like the directions of someone putting it together. It's passion fruit juice, oat milk, matcha, ice, and then there would be cold foam, but then there wasn't. Preordain sounds to me like not a wasteland deck, so I'm just gonna get Scrublands in case we top take a black card and Stoneforge for Cauldron. It's like a kind of weird collection of ingredients, I think, but together it tastes so good. Would be even better if it had the cold foam. Cool. I'll take a Marsh Flats. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Terminus. Preordained in a Terminus deck? What's going on? Alright, well. I guess I shouldn't have cast Mother of Runes. I didn't think that Preordained and Terminus were legal, but I guess laws changed? I'm not sure. Smells like it's a fairy in their hands. Oh, Prismatic Ending, okay. That's better than Teferi. Although this hand is really bad against Jeskai, and I really need to draw like I both need to draw land and also still put pressure on them, which is kind of an awkward place to be. They bottomed 2 with Preordain. Lorien revealed. Okay. I'll take that. I think I'm just going to get Sash as a secondary threat if the Stoneforge gets killed. Still really just want to put heckin' I really just want to draw lands. I'm not getting them. There's a Teferi. I'll attack Narset down to 2. I guess Thalia will make the Teferi cast 4. I'll take whatever win I can get. Please give me lands. Lands, please. No? Alright. I am going to just pass, and I'll Stoneforge in the Sash end of turn or in response to something that matters. Yeah, sure. Finally. I'll swords this so I can swords something. They were supposed to use their swords still in that end step. I think they just like passed priority when it was too risky for them to do so, but I'll take the win. Is this a fourth? Looks like a fourth. Okay. It resolves. Curious how much they put into this attack. Okay, just attacking with the one. In that case, I'm going to Solitude it. That was kind of what I was hoping, is that they just attacked with the one. And I don't think they can really afford attack with more, so I think that just works out for me. I'm going to hit lands just to make the Sash bigger. I think I'll hit the fourth for the next one, just so I don't have to always leave mana open for it. Recruiter. Yeah, that'll work. I think I'll get a Wisp here to reset the Cauldron. I don't really need anything else in particular. For this next one, I'm going to hit the Terminus, so they can't get that out of... They can't put that on top with like a Mystic Sanctuary. There are two islands off of it, so we don't have to worry about it right now, but it's going to be a concern eventually, so... This is probably to Fairy to bounce the Germ again. Yep. Deck really does not want to give us lands. But we killed its fairy at least, and we'll keep chilling. That's something. Another counter spell deck. Okay. All right. I'm guessing that Flooded Strands. Well, they're a super basic heavy deck, so Sanctuary is kind of risky, so maybe they don't have it in their deck. Is this a 4th for 5 or whatever? Looks like yes. That is a lot of damage. I think I just have to take it all. Let me think. There might be an argument for solituding one of them. Let me do some math here. So I solitude 1, I take 6, I go down, or I take 12, I go down to 9. If let's assume I draw a land, I get to attack for 5, play Orion, bounce everything. Take out another one, so they have 5 tokens left. 1 gets blocked from Cauldron, 1 gets blocked by Orion. I think I have to Solitude 1 for the clock at least, because I also have to be worried about them just having a force for this Yorion, because they haven't had anything they needed to force for a while. Alright. Okay, that's actually really good. It's probably the best card I could draw off the top, honestly. Alright, so they get to kill one of them. I get rid of one of the tokens. Do I ping a knight or do I ping them? It might depend on whether they shuffle or not. They don't shuffle, which makes me think that it's going to be more important that I am able to keep better control of the board. So I will ping one of the knights. See, they've used 2 swords, they've used 3 endings, they have 3 more removal spells. Let's see, what else do I want to do? So this would be taking 8 down to 2. It's a little risky. I can double block one of these to kill it, take 6, go down to 4. That seems okay, especially because I'm going to be finishing this token off with the Monarch trigger. And they're only going to kill one of these. I think this works. This works for me. Snapcaster, huh? What do you got? Swords on something. Okay. Big army, kind of annoying, but they pass. Monarch triggers, Bowmaster triggers. I'll finish off this. If I kill the Bowmaster, then I guess there's a chance if I kill the Bowmaster, or if I Bowmaster them and then Skyclave the Snapcaster, that could potentially be lethal. But it is kind of risky. And then, of course, we do not draw land again. So I'll take the Monarch. I'm gonna start by playing Vile, and then I'm gonna Skyclave. This is a long game one, that's for sure. Skyclave, I just need to put stuff on board, and it's also a removal spell. It works out for me. Yeah, I have not drawn 5th lands, and it is turn 15. This is unbelievable. All right, what do you find? Force. Yeah. Yeah, I think they put themselves into a bad spot there because the Wisp was going to be lethal, so they had to have a removal spell. And if they had one, they probably would have already used it on the Bowmaster. So we got there after way too much struggling. Um, so yet another fourth matchup, which means another Gaddock Teeg matchup. I think I'm just gonna cut these again. I think that's what I did last time. The previous one was standstill, but I don't think that changes a whole lot. Could maybe do something like this. Neither Swords nor Skyclave are great. Although Skyclave is notably better on the draw when you really need to deal with their turn 3 planeswalkers. So, yeah, I think that's fine. I like this hand. Jax, hold on. All right, we're back. No swords probably means prismatic ending, although I think if they had a swords, they probably would have used it. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Second Stoneforge is great for when the... Oh my god, Jax. For when the first one gets removed. Grab that Cauldra. Alright, swords again. That was a lowering revealed? Yeah, okay. So I could cast another Stoneforge, or I could cast Recruiter to use my mana better and then go double 2-drop next turn. I think I'm going to go for Recruiter. And I think that this is probably... I could just get a Gaddock Teeg. I would slam Gaddock Teeg if I had a Caracas, but I don't. I don't need Stoneforge. I already have a bunch. I could get a Bowmaster, but Bowmaster is actually nice because it means that we can do Stoneforge activation plus Bowmaster in one turn. It's also just a really good card against them in general, and it won't pressure what this Marsh Flats is getting as much as Gaddock Teeg does. So yeah, I'll get a Bowmaster. Means they can't just twiddle their thumbs. Interesting. Another Plains is pretty nice here. funny, actually. Yeah, I'll play Sash, whatever. And yeah, we got Bowmaster for when they cast a spell, basically. Yeah, I'll hold for now. I've got sure do you have to actually get a land with this first? Get the scrub lands. They have Force of Will. Bummer. Force pitches Ponder. Okay. Ouch. No blocks. I'll eat one of their lands. Batterskull's pretty good here against Mentor, and it lives. Cool. Whew. All right. They know what they're about. I'm going to get a Savannah with this one. If we draw a Gaddock Teeg, I want to be able to cast it. They don't have any more lands in their yard, so we'll start eating our yard just to get big. Skyclave. That is a good one. Yeah, I'm going to reconfigure here, actually. Makes it a 6/6, can't be blocked as is. Sash stays around for a while to beat any Snapcasters or anything like that. Also, will be safe from any Terminus that they might have to just cast if they draw them. There we go, there's a Snapcaster. Alright, let's get with the match. They were definitely not in a great spot there. They went really hard into a Mentor plan that we were reasonably well positioned to deal with, so. This hand is pretty mopey. It's not like dead against anything, which is nice, but a Flicker Wisp is not the only creature I want to have in my hand. So I think we can do better on a 6. This is better. I'm going to keep it. It's not great. Dragon's Race Channeler. Our first hand actually would have been pretty okay here. Wooded Foothills, so it's probably Rug. Playing Questing Druid or whatever. Another DRC is a little scary. That card is not good in this matchup, unfortunately. We're going to start with the Thalia. We can block these well. It's probably going to get dazed anyway, and I'd rather it get dazed than either my Stoneforge or the Skyclave that I'm casting next turn. And if it resolves, then that also maximizes the ability for those two cards to resolve. So, all right, ouchie owie. Let's get there, Skyclave. All right, let's see what they hit. They keep a card on top, so that's bad. Oh, Bauble and Murktide. Okay, that... Okay, sure. Yeah, that checks out. I guess I'm not sure which one was the first one. It must have been the Murktide that was the first one. All right, here's the Murktide. Oh, no. Oh, right, yeah, they're attacking first. So casting a Murktide from exile. Gotta hope they don't have a force in their hands from this past turn, and also for us to draw Recruiter, Solitude, Swords. Wisp would also be fine. Keeping some spells. Oh, they kept DRC online. Never mind. Oh god, they're drawing 2 off the baubles too. I forgot. Well, that is none of those cards. Are we doing ourselves any favors by not wasting them here? I don't think so. If we draw a Solitude, I'm gonna be evoking it anyway. So I don't think we need this land in play, and this will just keep them from cantripping into the counter magic that we already can't beat. So we just gotta make sure that it's not in their hands. we've been had. Annoying. But we have a lot of good cards for this matchup. Cut the Lauren, cut 3 Thalias, and call it a day. That easy. My opponent also sideboarded very quickly. Yeah, this hand has a lot of really good cards. Force on Mom. Deal. I think I'm going to get Batterskull. The fact that they had to force the Mom means I don't think they have removal. Although I guess if that's the case, I might just want to Cauldron them. Sash could also be fine here as like a so like Sash is okay, but when I have this Rest in Peace in my hand already, I'm not that into it. I'm gonna get Batterskull. I think it's like similar upside to Cauldron, but more castable if they like brainstorm into a bolt or something like that. Alright, they didn't. Cool. I'll take it. That is totally fine. Slam the Batterskull. More lands would be great. Love that. It's gonna slam the Rest in Peace because it more or less wins the game. Yep, and they have to force again. Force pitches a daze. Yeah, sure. And I'm happy to get 2 forces and a daze out when the rest of my hand is just removal. So yep. You got it. I'm gonna Judgment here just because it's the clunkiest removal spell. Yeah, and they concede. Cool. And we change nothing and just go back into it. One of the faster matches I've played in recent memory. Fastest fair matchups, at least. This hand is alright. Council Judgment's okay. Battle of Wide War is quite good. They're mulling to 6, and Vile, Wasteland, Mom, I think is like good enough early interaction to like get their important cards out of their hands. Important cards being anything that keeps these from being good or resolving. There's a Delver. I figured they had him in their deck. We just hadn't technically seen any yet. Plains is great. Okay. I can live with that. Would have preferred it to resolve, but that's the early plays are for, just getting their counter magic out of their hands. This DRC somehow just like went straight to Delirious, which is a little scary, but what did they see? They saw Skyclave. Okay, that's good. That'll be a good card for me to play next turn as an answer for the DRC. That works. I'll take it. They've been a bauble. Okay, sure. Go Wastelands. I'm gonna live with drawing a black card. It'll happen, but I think the upside of making sure that we can't get wasted off of double white here with this hand is like really important. So Murktide, sure. All right, feeling very in control right now. I think we're gonna get out of this one. Very unlikely to bother wastelanding them except for specifically tropical islands at this rate. This Rest in Peace, also amazing. We have basically just the Delvers and the Questing Druids as real threats now. They'll probably have a Brazen Borrower to at least temporarily deal with the Rest in Peace, but it's hard for them to bounce it and then fill their graveyard for a Murktide or anything like that. What did they hit? Wasteland Days, sure. Imagine wasting Caracas here, yeah. Specifically, hitting counter spells is a big reason I just don't totally get Questing Druid in these decks. Like, there's just a lot of bad hits unless you're in very specific circumstances. Bolt in the Skyclave, yep, that's fine. Tricky, tricky. Okay. That's an annoying draw. I was hoping to just draw a land and main phase the Solitude. So they have Volcanic and something else. Certainly could just battle here. I think that's probably right. I should leave the Wasteland up, actually. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna play this embarrassing card. I'm probably just gonna trade for the illusion, so I don't have to worry about it. It's embarrassing, but I think it's probably right. How many wastelands? They've gone through 2 wastelands. Okay. I'm probably going to hit this Tropical Islands before too much longer. They've used 2 lightning bolts also. So I'm going to go ahead and Solitude this. Start putting some pressure on them. That's days 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to hit their drop now. All right, we're getting another hit in with Solitude. What threats do they have left? So, at least second Delver, probably full 4 Questing Druids if I had to guess. They technically have 2 more DRCs, but they're just going to be 1/1s. Murktides are, I think, literally never getting cast. I'm probably just supposed to cast Yori on here to kill him, but Hard to say. There's another, yeah, flipping another days to that. That's not going to do much, is it? Days and DRC. Okay, this is probably their only other drop if we find another Wastelands. But I think this game is probably going to end before that really becomes a factor. Red. DRC, Bolton Solitude. Concede. Secret third thing. Alright, let's see if we can scoop up the 4-1 here. If I remember right, Will O'Neill, a long time ago at least, was a burn one trick, just literally always burn. That would have been like 5 years ago at this point, so hard to say. Definitely not a deck that's kept up very well. I think in the blind I'm going to keep this though. I remember playing against Will O'Neill in like an SCG or something. In case it's burn, I'm just going to not use my fetch lands if I can avoid it. Looks like burn. Are we getting bolted in the face? We sure are. Yep. Burn it is. Getting chain lightnings. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think burn can get lucky, but it is not a good deck in Legacy anymore. And I don't think it's even close, really. But it is, yeah, it is a deck that can get lucky. Burn in Modern, a lot better. Burn in Legacy just cannot cut it anymore, though. I'm gonna play around Price of Progress as much as I can. I'm going to double block here because it means that even if they probably have a spell to save it, but if I double block, it means that spell has to go at one of the creatures and not just at my face. So okay, we get popped for 2. I don't love going down to 8, but I think the absolute best thing we can be doing is recruiting for a Stone Forge and getting a GT. So we're going to do that. And hopefully it doesn't have like... It's got to be like... It has to be Fire Blast plus 2 1 mana burn spells, basically, is what it has to be. But I can beat 1 Chain Lightning. Okay. Is your last spell Fire Blast? The last spell is Fire Blast. Okay. It was exactly what it needed to be. Council Judgment is good. Teague does technically beat Fire Blast. Deafening Silence is good. So I'm looking at these. I don't want Cauldra. I don't want Sash. I think I'd like to cut as many Thoughtseize as I can. Bowmaster's not great either, but I just don't love that. Like, obviously, looking at the numbers, Thoughtseize paying 2 life to take a card that does 3 damage kind of works, except for the fact that you make your opponent not have to pay mana for it, and I really don't like that part. So I think I will stick with this. If this had a second land, it would be incredible, but alas, it does not. Okay, another, sure. Okay, we can bottom a Wisp and a Waste. Well, Mom into Stoneforge is pretty much the best opening on a 5 I could have against Burn, so... Dead. Wild. Searing Blaze doesn't exist. Smash to Smithereens doesn't exist. I have to get GT. There's no way that my Batterskull's living here. Alright, my Stoneforge is technically alive. I think I'm definitely solituding this because I literally can never block it. So I'm just going to be saving 2 damage every turn for the rest of this game by doing this, I think. Alright. Give me a creature. That is not a creature. Yeah, I should Skyclave this. I gotta get a body in play to put this GT onto. The punish is if they have volcanic follow, not volcanic follow, but roiling vortex is a card to be worried about here, because that's a card we kind of need Skyclave to answer. But in that spot, I think getting the body in play for GT is too important. All right, they're flooding out this time. I wish they did last game, but can't win them all. Cool. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to use the swords one way or another. I would really like to use it on something that's not the illusion, though. So I will happily trade it for the Swift Spear. Annoying. But I think, again, I just have to put it in play as a body for the GT. That's a good sign. That's also really good. Okay, I'll take it. I was worried that was going to be a smash, but then it wasn't, so. Suspend, Rift Bolt, sure. Alright, so I'm going to recruit here for a Flicker Wisp. And we're just going to Wisp this illusion right away. Maybe it actually would have been better to block the illusion with the recruiter and then flicker it. That might have been wrong. I'm gonna keep this on 3 for now. That's kind of nice. Now we have the smash. All right. Well, that sucks. So we're dead to any spell. The only spell that we're basically not dead to is Price of Progress, so I think I just can't afford to cast this Thalia here. And now I'm going to wish that this vial was going up to 5 for Yorion, but... Yeah, being able to evoke a Solitude here to gain life would be huge. So, well, I guess we're hoping. Searing Blaze doesn't kill us, notably, but basically anything else does. Yeah, that really sucks. A lot went wrong for us there, but I feel like we definitely could have won that. That's a bummer. If we take the vial up that turn, we probably should have since we just had the Yorion in our hands, but if we drew a land at some point, we could have just cast it, which is my feeling. I don't know. I think whether or not we could have fixed something there definitely depends on how long he had the smash in hand. It felt like he was sitting on it for a while until... I guess he wasn't sitting on it because he would have used it over that Fire Blast that turn, so he did just draw it in the last couple of turns, which is... You know, sideboard cards are in your deck to draw them. Can't get too upset. Just annoying way to lose it. Well, that match didn't help much. We did play against Jeskai twice when Gaddock Teeg was great, and both of those, or at least would have if. I think Gaddock Teeg definitely mattered in the first game, or in the first match in that sideboard game. If nothing else, being another legendary creature. I think if we had got to him before we weren't already kind of behind and it didn't take so long for us to cast him, then I think he would have looked a bit more impressive. But stopping fourth is pretty big. See, 11-15. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to call it there. Not a bad night. Some unfortunate losses, also some pretty good wins too, at least. So, we'll be playing double Teeg on Sunday as well, I believe. But I think until then, probably just gonna take advantage and of the quick matches and head to bed a little bit early tonight. Let me find somebody for us to raid. It's like, someone playing Legacy? Oh, that's me. That doesn't help very much, does it? Raid myself for infinite viewers? Is that how that works? You know what? I'll run back rating Matt, who's been doing some. He's a pretty well-known vintage cuber. Does pretty well. Hosts some content about that. We'll go ahead and raid them. Hope y'all have a great night, and I will catch you on Sunday if you're around. We'll see if TWO TEEGS continues to do well or not. Until then, have a good night, everybody.